Good afternoon. We are talking about the bugging issue again today. We think the seriousness with which this issue has to be addressed is not being considered by the leaders of the Congress party or by the government. After all, let us not forget, it wasn't the room or the cabin of Sri Pranab Mukherjee in the Congress party's office which was bugged. It was the finance minister's room together with his two assistants whose room was suspected to have been bugged. Finance Ministry, which takes crucial decisions on the Indian economy, even by the claims of the finance minister himself, was bugged. He chose it appropriate to write to the Prime Minister asking for an investigation, a secretive investigation, ignoring the Home Ministry. And subsequently, when the pressure mounted, the finance minister, a very senior leader and a respected finance minister, had to concede, saying, oh, it's small, let it go, probably under duress. Subsequent to that, you have so many of them from the Congress party and the government on an overdrive to tell us it is not very serious, forget it, it is closed, it's fictitious, it is kalpana. Although, of course, you would have somebody from the Congress party who has to speak in a divergent tone, the General Secretary, who says, no, it has to be investigated, who subsequently also withdraws his statement. What exactly is happening? Is this the Government of India's finance minister's room about which we are talking? Or is it the private house in which somebody's cabin has been bugged? The seriousness that this issue should have and the seriousness with which this issue should be dealt with by the government, it has not got. The government has failed to give the country a convincing reply on questions that are being asked about who did it. If it is not one versus the other, was it a corporate lobbyist? Who exactly has gone in? These are very serious issues concerning the nation, and we cannot have the various divergent views which are coming from the Congress party or from the ministries. The BJP demands that a comprehensive investigation be done on this matter. We've heard enough divergent views from the various ministers and also the general secretaries of the Congress party. This country cannot be taken for a ride on this matter. It's very serious. As an opposition party today, we ask the Congress party to leave it to the government, and we ask the government to take a significant step of calling for an investigation, a time-bound investigation, and report back to the country saying what exactly happened. We do not want the inferences of the various ministers who seem to be speaking in cross purposes. They are at cross purposes, sometimes probably raising questions whether they are planned to be like that. We demand an inquiry, a comprehensive inquiry into this matter, a fair inquiry into this matter. It is very serious, and a time-bound inquiry into this matter. We've heard enough, and I think no more time should be lost on this matter. We only ask for an investigation. We do not want the Congress party's interpretation on the matter. We do not want the varying views coming from the various ministers on this matter. It is the finance ministers, which is a part of the Government of India's office room which was bugged. And therefore, we want responsible answers for it, which only a comprehensive inquiry into the matter can tell us. And therefore, we demand a comprehensive, time-bound investigation into this bugging of the finance minister's office rooms. The second issue is a very serious issue. Although we start with a very welcome note, we are happy and we express a great sense of relief in that the 6 Indian sailors of the MV Suez have come back to this country after 10 months of being in captivity. They were held in captivity by the Somali pirates, and we are grateful for the efforts made by Sri Ansar Berni, the human rights activist based in Pakistan, through whose efforts the Indian sailors have come back safely to this country. The problem is getting very complex. The Somali pirates, who have very sophisticated weapons, are today operating almost very closely to the Indian shores. They are now not confining themselves only to the limits in which they were operating earlier. They have come so far, we are told, even 1,000 nautical miles away from their shores. As a result, they are getting closer to the Indian waters. We ask the government, the BJP asks the government, do you have a comprehensive doctrine to deal with such pirates? The pirates are taking human hostages, which is a very serious issue. They are being treated so very badly. We will all remember the name of Sri Prem Kumar, who was treated very inhumanly. He suffered multiple internal injuries and unfortunately died. There were so many other examples and names that we can take. So the human cost is very high. The treatment of the people, the Indian nationals, by these Somali pirates is so inhuman, it's unbelievable. Whilst this is very important, the cost of our commerce is also increasing. Insurance for our ships which are bringing goods to the Indian shore is becoming higher. The premium that these people, the ship owners, pay is moving on to the customer who's receiving these imported goods, or the exports are becoming more expensive. Only recently you must have heard in Gujarat, in Janata district, 17 men were arrested who were part of a ship, who were part of a smaller boat. 14 of them were Somali pirates. And the Gujarat government had terrible difficulties in communicating with these people who were arrested. Luckily, they found a local tailor who had worked somewhere earlier, and therefore he was helping out in interpretation. But it is important that the country addresses this issue in a far more comprehensive manner. The reason why I'm raising this issue is MV, I think it was Asphalt, one of the earlier ships which was captured, ransom was paid, people were relieved from it, rescued from it. But only the Indian soldiers were kept back by the Somali pirates, saying, we want them to be kept back because there are Somali pirates captured in India waiting trial. We want to have them swapped with these people. So it has a dimension of security, it has a dimension of commerce, it has a dimension of, we've arrested people, we have not even charge sheeted. As much as I know, till the last that I've heard, none of these people who, the Somali pirates who have been arrested, have been charge sheeted yet. 6 months over. Some in Maharashtra, very recently in Gujarat. Dealing with them, talking with them also has a very big handicap in that we are not able to communicate with them. the total cost of shipping is going up. The Indian territorial waters and our coastline is being threatened. It is a very serious issue which has a very big human component. Commerce is affected, our security is affected. We have captured Somali pirates who we do not yet know how to handle. And let me remind you, in March, the leader of opposition, Sushma Swaraj, had raised this issue in the parliament, for which the External Affairs Minister had given a statement. She had in fact requested him that in the UN Security Council, there is an anti-piracy provision which is available. Has the Indian government utilized any of these? That is a second question. The first one is, do you have a comprehensive doctrine to deal with these things? Do you have a standard operating procedure with which you deal with the pirates when they are captured? Are you accessing the international provisions which are available, the funds which are available, anti-piracy funds which are available through the UN Security Council? It has several dimensions. The External Affairs Minister at that time had given in a statement in response to Sushma ji raising this question that the Cabinet Committee on Security has formed an inter-ministerial group to deal with this. The third question that I ask is, what has this inter-ministerial group done on this matter till now? We need answers because nearly 6% of all the world global marine crew are of Indian origin. The Somali pirates have announced that they are at war with India, which means they are going to target Indian seafarers much more. We need a comprehensive answer from the government on this. If indeed, as the Minister for External Affairs has said, that an inter-ministerial group was formed, what has it come out with? So we demand from the BJP that an immediate response from the government has to come. You also had a ship which was being taken to Alang, which had to be broken down there, lost its pilot, and it came onto the shore of Karnataka, near Karwar. Therefore, in the context of the Somali pirate matter, we demand, that's our fourth point today on this matter, we demand that all the states with maritime borders, which means all the states with a coastline, a meeting be called immediately so that the state governments are taken into confidence on what exactly is happening and how best to handle it. So on the Somali pirate issues, we have come up with 4 questions to the government. We would want them to give response on all these issues. Thank you. We'll also be giving a press release on it.